AOC says so many people in this country hate women. Oh, geez. Even the guy at the party who pulls out a guitar is like, way to ruin the fun. You don't really love America if you hate half the people in it. And also if you hate a lot of the things that everybody always loved about it. There's an oft-repeated moment in political debates where the moderator says to the two candidates, say something nice about Europe.
Since Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez got floated as the next rising star for 2028, the chaos basically wrote itself, in the loudest voice calling it out is Bill Maher. He's been sounding the alarm. It's like it's a national crisis, and this isn't. His first time, he did the same back in 2024 when the Democrats bet it all on Kamala Harris, and we all saw that blow up in their faces.
Think of the fact that the people who are getting the big crowds right now are AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're going around the country. Thank you, there's that same guy. I call him the always wrong guy. Okay, but I feel like, big crowds, again, the shiny object that the Democrats chase. It's not about the big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are. I think it's because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on Election Day. And I just don't see that's the ticket. I mean, Cory Booker, I know you've worked with him. I like Cory a lot from my home state of New Jersey. Made a speech for 25 hours. Again, just whacking each other off. This is just not what's going to get the job done.
Now Maher is back with zero chill and even less optimism. He's basically pleading with the left not to mess this one up too. Because in his words, they're about to repeat the same broken play, just with a New Jersey watching it unfold. He sounds like a guy seeing a car wreck in slow motion again. AOC was supposed to be the fresh, progressive voice, the one who could energize young voters. Instead, she's coming off like a hyperactive social media activist from the moment her name was floated to replace Kamala. The situation started unraveling, and not because of her critics, but because of her own chaotic media stunts. Instead of showing up with poise and leadership, AOC's been stumbling through awkward interviews. Like it's a sport, she's dropped confusing economic hot takes her own party can't stand, and launched into policy rants that leave everyone scratching their heads. One minute she wants to spend more, the next she's attacking the system that supports her. Now people are wondering, is she really ready or just hooked on attention? Because right now she's not gaining traction, just burning it down. And if this is who Democrats are betting on for 2028, they might want to hit that reset button fast. The more she talks, the more people are asking, wait, is this seriously? Their best option voters aren't just unsure, they're genuinely worried.
Because everyone has two jobs. Unemployment is low because people are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and can barely feed their kids.
Everybody's an idiot except for me.
Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world. When this country
It is the system that, unlike all the others, has lifted more people out of poverty over the course of human history than any other system.
Well, so I think that those things that you talk about, that you discuss, are part of the course of human evolution.
And that right there is why people like Bill Maher won't let up. He's not doing this for laughs. He's trying to snap people out of the delusion. Strip away the shouting, the performative social posts, the speeches designed to go viral, and what's left not much. She's mistaking noise for leadership and attention for ability. Every time she talks, it feels like a scene from some teen drama, passionate, sure, but totally hollow, no strategy, no vision, just vibes, and the hotter the spotlight gets, the more she melts. Maher isn't throwing random insults, he's pointing to a real disaster in the making. And if the Democrats seriously anoint AOC as their next big hope, they're not just gambling, they're practically begging for a political collapse. She's not offering a path forward, she's offering a spectacle, in that it might get clicks, but it doesn't win elections. People want answers, not attitude. They want depth, not drama. Maher's message couldn't be more blunt. Keep going. Down this path in 2028 won't just be a defeat, it'll be an embarrassment. Democrats are bleeding support, and it's not a slow leak. It's a full-on crisis. Their own voters are turning away, sick of the constant focus on woke culture instead of real solutions. No one's buying it anymore. Let's be honest, Biden didn't exactly go out like a champion his final years. Felt more like stumbling off stage, and Kamala didn't clean it up. She made it messier with speeches that even her fans couldn't explain. No wonder the party is falling apart from within.
This is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is.
And AOC, instead of reaching across, is doubling down in the same progressive bubble that's alienating middle America. She's not building bridges, she's torching them on camera. And if you're thinking maybe someone like Gavin Newsom or Tim Walz might swoop in to save the day, think again. Newsom's got more baggage than a scandal sheet, and his ideas sound good until they fall flat in the real world. Walz, same story, different face. They're all chasing applause instead of connection, even Die Hard. Democrats are drifting towards centrists, independents, or just tuning out the whole system. The message is loud and clear. People are tired of the circus. The real problem isn't just the candidates, it's the entire mindset running the party they seem totally out of. Touch with basic concerns like safety, economics, and plain old common sense. People want calm, not chaos. They want solutions, not sermons. And if the party doesn't snap out of it, they're heading straight for a blackout. We'll get to Bill Maher's big picture in a second, but first let's look at what he's really trying to expose.
You don't really love America if you hate half the people in it. And also if you hate a lot of the things that everybody always loved about it. There's an oft-repeated moment in political debates where the moderator says to the two candidates, say something nice about your opponent.
You don't love America if you hate half the people in it, and if you hate everything people once admired about it. That says a lot. There's that classic debate moment when the moderator asks candidates to say something kind about their opponent. Maher isn't ranting for drama. He's pulling the curtain back on something deeper. AOC's crowd seems obsessed with tearing down anything linked to traditional American values. Maher sees it and he's not holding back. He's calling out the non-stop outrage. The politics based on identity above all else. The attitude that patriotism is somehow a bad thing in their world. If Trump even touched a policy, it's instantly evil. It could help single parents, struggling families, small businesses. Doesn't matter if it came from the right, it's automatically bad tax breaks for the working class. Racist border control, xenophobic energy security, climate denial. They slap labels before they even read the bill. Maher's take. This isn't just opposing Trump, it's rejecting reality.
The talk about fighting for the soul of America, nobody seems to like it very much. Too many liberals give the impression that to them, America is just a big, ugh. The red, white, and ew. A country that started out bad and will always be bad, founded on an unrelenting history of sucking and unable to change. But we have changed a lot. Democrat Cori Bush tweeted, "This land is stolen land and black people still aren't free." And this was on the 4th of July. Really? Not that I give a shit about the 4th of July. I've never been a rah-rah guy. But I am a perspective guy. And that's what too much of the left has.
In everyday Americans, the kind who still fly the flag and believe in fairness and hard work, they're watching all of this and walking away fast. You go online and in seconds. It feels like you're stuck in a rage spiral. These young hyper-progressives are basically throwing a non-stop roast of America, like they forgot it's the same country that gave them the freedom to go viral. They're not just challenging the system. They're trying to burn it down. They paint America like it's one giant villain instead of the place that gave them more rights and freedom than almost anywhere. Maher sees the left throwing away common sense voters and values for social clout, and he's done with it. This isn't a road to progress, it's a dead end. You want to talk about freedom and opportunity? Look around the world, most places can't even come close. The US gives people a real shot, and these critics act like that's nothing. They think it's edgy to trash America. But really, it just comes off as spoiled, out of touch, and embarrassing. Leading the charge is AOC with her curated outrage, her Instagram speeches, and never-ending performance politics.
72% of black people under 30 are optimistic about their future in America. Way more than white people the same age. And as far as the land goes, yes, I guess we could change the name of Captain America to Captain Stolen Land. But honestly, to all the people who start every public event now with one of those land acknowledgements where they say, I'm standing on land that was stolen from the proud indigenous people of the Chumash tribe, I say either give it back or shut up. AOC says so many people in this country hate women. Oh, geez. Even the guy at the party who pulls out a guitar is like, way to ruin the fun.
Everything she does feels rehearsed not to lead, but to go viral. It's more influencer than public servant. She presents herself as this scrappy fighter from the Bronx. But take a closer look, and it's mostly branding her real name, Sandy Ocasio. Doesn't exactly scream revolution in that tough upbringing she talks about. She grew up in Yorktown Heights, a peaceful, upper-middle-class suburb with nice schools and quiet streets, and sure, she bartended, but so do tons of students working through college. That doesn't make you the voice of the people, it makes you normal, but AOC has turned it into a campaign prop, something she flashes every election. Like a badge saying, hey, I'm just like you. But people are catching on. It's marketing the slogans, the reels, the posts. It's not built on sacrifice, it's all role play, and when real leadership is needed, all the performance in the world can't fix anything, applause doesn't solve problems, and likes don't pass laws. AOC got the stage, and instead of building something real, she's putting on a show that's not some epic struggle story, it's just regular life. Millions of people hustle through school and work trying to build a future.
Paul Bowman says capitalism is slavery by another name. No, it's not. It's the thing that has given more people more prosperity and hope than any other system, flawed though it surely is.
But AOC talks like she clawed her way up from nothing, when the truth, she was never really there. She's selling authenticity, but living a lifestyle far removed from the struggle. And finally, people are starting to see through the act. Let's talk facts. You want to talk about women's rights? Compare what women in the US have to what women deal with around the world, and the contrast is massive here. Women can vote, own businesses, run for office, speak freely, live how they choose. They don't need permission from anyone, and they lead in every industry now. Try doing that in places where women are still censored or punished. Just for having an opinion over their basic rights are still a fantasy here. Women break barriers every day.
And something like the free market is kind of synonymous with America. And if you don't like it, I don't know how you can say you love this country. You know who loves this country? You know who's not constantly complaining about what happened 200 years ago, and who's not obsessed with seeing America through colored glasses and shaking off the stench of what irredeemable privileged we are? Immigrants.
But if you listen to AOC and her circle, they'll have you thinking American women are under attack just because the country doesn't cater to every radical idea. If you push back on extreme gender theories, suddenly you're sexist. But that's the trick they play. Disagreeing with the far left doesn't mean if you hate women, it means you think for yourself. And the irony is wild. They scream oppression in a country. It's one of the most free and empowering places on earth for women. Real oppression is out there, but it's not in boardrooms or voting booths. It's in places where women can't even speak up, but still the victim narrative keeps going. Like freedom isn't enough unless everyone claps. The hate on capitalism is just as hollow. These same critics bash the system from their iPhones while sipping expensive lattes in cities built by business. They trash the same engine that turned America into a global force. Capitalism made America innovative, wealthy, and full of opportunity. Sure, socialism sounds great in theory. Equal outcomes fair. Shares no one left behind.